What's going on, guys? JPB Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday. And for today's matchup, we have Adventurous Franks versus an Adventurous Eldlich, with my opponent playing Eldlich going first. Now, what is Eldlich known for? They're known for sitting down back row floodgates and ending their turn. So that's exactly what my opponent is doing. This guy started with a Pot of Extravagance in his hand, which states you could banish 6 cards from your extra deck, draw 2 if you banish 6, draw 1 if you banish 3. So obviously he's playing Eldlich, banish 6, draw 2. He sets down 1 card, passes his turn. Now keep in mind this guy is playing a 53 cards main deck. Only 1 card ends his turn. So I'm assuming he probably has a bunch of hand traps in his hand. If he does not have those and he's bricked, we could push past the opponent's board and kill him this turn. At this point, I did not know I was playing into Eldlich. I was not that sure. I was 90% sure I was playing into Eldlich because Pot of Extravagance is now utilized by Flu and Eldlich mostly. So 90% sure it was Eldlich. We activate our Foolish Burial, which does get Ash Blossomed. We don't care about this. It's a good tool to bait out Ash Blossom, so this way we go into our Prankets combo uninterrupted unless our opponent Nibzers or Max sees us. That's a whole different story though. Now right here, I'm going to be trying to bait out Maxi. Again, I still have no idea what I'm facing against, so since he Ash Blossomed me, I have to assume that maybe he has a Maxi in his hand because he was pretty bricked in turn 1. So to bait out Maxi, we activate our right and get a token. So if he had Maxi, he would have Maxied me right then and there, because we are specialing on a card on the field that is a guaranteed +1 for the opponent. It does not Maxi me, so I'm thinking, I'm okay. I could play through this board, we could maybe OTK him this turn, or maybe set up a board that allows us to kill him or kill his turn next turn. But what do you know? The 1 card he had set on the field turns out to be Rivalry of the Warlords. It states each player can only control 1 type of monster. Prankets cards are different types of monster, the different attributes and different types. This card is a fairy type, the token. This is a pyro type. So I could only keep either pyro or my token on the field. Right? 1 card kills me. Now, Konami is saying this is not toxic. Okay, Konami. Konami is saying Prankets is busted. Okay, Konami. Like, you lose to a simple 1 card flip up. That's it. So obviously he activates it. We are forced to choose either the Lamseas or the token. Obviously we choose the token because token will offer us a bounce, and we could maybe utilize our combo in the next turn if we manage to do something about the floodgates. Now, I do not bounce the rivalry because if this guy is playing some random weird tech, it would affect him as much as me if he only has the rivalry on the field. So I let the rivalry stray on the field. No point bouncing it anyways, our combo is already done, we cannot go into a combo anymore anyways. So what I end up doing is I set the imperm in the same column as the rivalry, so that in my next turn, if he does not bounce or kill my back row, I could imperm, and if he puts an effect monster on the field, I could imperm the effect monster, most likely an Eldlich, and turn off the rivalry for 1 single turn on my turn and go into my combo. That is what I was expecting by setting the imperm in the same column. So turn change, my opponent's turn, he draws a card, and this dude had another Pot of Extravagance in his hand. So he banishes 6 again, draws 2, and at this point he draws into his Eldlich engine. He gets the Eldlixer, puts the Eldlich face up defense, sets down 4 cards, passes his turn. Now at this point I become extremely worried, because if he flips out any more floodgates, our turn again is done. Eldlich being an effect monster, we could imperm this card and that way turn off the rivalry and go into our combo. That is exactly what I'm gonna do. So we activate imperm, target the Golden Lord. That means this rivalry is turned off for this turn. Now, you will understand what I mean by this guy is playing Eldlich, but he is a brain dead Eldlich player. See what he does. I search for the Griffin Rider, discard the Roxy's. So obviously we're going to put the Griffin Rider on the field, act as our Omni. He activates a Golden Land Forever, puts the Golden Lord in the graveyard, so that way it negates and destroys my Griffin from my hand. Then I normal out my Dropsies, try to go into my combo. Right at this point, this guy flips over a skill drain. Now, I don't know if you guys understand why I'm saying he's brain dead, but this is one of the giveaways that this guy is a brain dead Eldlich player. Let me explain why. If you guys don't know the interaction between imperm and skill drain, how it works is that if you have skill drain active on the field, you cannot activate imperm because technically that monster is already negated. So you cannot negate an already negated monster face up on the field with imperm. If this guy had any idea how to play into my combo or how to play against me, because keep in mind, I set my card up in a way that telegraphs that the card I set was imperm because I set the card in the same column as their rivalry. If your opponent sets cards in the same column as your floodgates or some of the important effects you want to activate in the back row, you have to assume it most likely is an imperm. This guy could have assumed that and played around it by just activating the skill drain on draw phase or standby phase. Eldlich players, they don't care about skill drain. It's a big floodgate for other decks, not that much for Eldlich. Granted, prank kits can play under skill drain, but still, it would have completely stopped my imperm. That means the rivalry would have stayed active, and that means I would not have been able to do any of the stuff I'm doing right now. Really, really bad play on my opponent's part. So he activates skill drain, it goes through. We as Prankist player don't care. I link off into my Doodle-Doo. We activate the Graveyard Fancy. Skill drain's active, but I still chain block with my Doodle-Doo. Again, don't want to get randomly ashed. Now over here, my opponent flips over the third floodgate, the Summon Limit. So he has the trifecta of floodgates on the field. He's just missing a Gozem match at this point. Summon Limit, Skill Drain, and Rivalry, which is currently negated by the way. That means our fancies cannot special out a card on the field. So at this point, I just have to go into battle phase. I bounce the Summon Limit obviously because I had to bounce one card off of the field. I don't really care about the skill drain. I will be leaving my opponent with only 1k life points if my battle phase goes through, and after that he will not be able to activate skill drain, but I was more concerned because, as I told you guys, Prankist can play under skill drain. I was more worried about the summon limit plus the rivalry, and next turn he will be setting the summon limit again. So again, does not matter what you bounce at this point. Go into battle phase, whack him in the face for 4k, leaving our opponent with 1k life points. Now over here, we have to tribute our Doodle-Doo. As to why? Because it's only this turn that the rivalry is negated. Once my turn's over, this rivalry will be back up online. That means I'll be forced to choose between Thunder and Fairy again to leave one card on the field. So to remedy that, I just tribute my Doodle-Doo, target the pranks plus a prank its combo starter card and add them to my hand. So this way, I would still be able to go into my pranks combo if I just bounce the rivalry. And if he cannot put a monster on the field, I win the game next turn. My opponent is down at 1000 life points. Now, here's the mistake I made. If you guys remember, this is the imperm column. Now, I'm a creature of habit. I always put my face-up cards that are extremely important for me as a pranks player in the same column as the cards that my opponent have face-up cards in. So that way I know it's not an imperm. He cannot set an imperm in that column, and my Prankist pranks would be a guarantee go through. Sadly, as I told you guys, imperm column, that means our pranks are negated as well, and they do not go through. I do not get my recycle off. That's pretty much it. On my opponent's turn, he sets down Dracoback, activates the Golden Lord from the graveyard, puts the Dracoback in the graveyard, and puts the Golden Lord on the field with 3.5k attack. Goes into battle phase. The Faithful Adventure negates the destruction of the token because we have a Dracoback and a Faithful on the field. He sets down a Conquistador and another card and ends his turn. Now right here, before I even proceed any further, it is my turn. We draw into a Call by the Grave. Extremely busted card against an Eldlich player. We all know that. Now, if you were in this Eldlich player's position, with this Conquistador, let me know in the comment section below, which card would you choose to pop on my field? Now, I'll give you the answer. It's a pretty simple choice. You don't even have to think about it. The card you choose to pop is the adventure token. That way you take away your opponent's bounce and they have to hard draw into a back row clear without the bounce to be even able to do anything on their turn. Because again, the summon limit plus the skill drain and the rivalry trifecta will be active on my turn. But this guy, being a brain dead Eldlich player, he kills off my faithful adventure. Now, take in a second, take that in. How bad of a play is that? So we set down our Call by the Grave, and I activate my Draco back and I bounce the Golden Lord on the field. I do not bounce the rivalry or the skill drain. Why? Because I want this guy to activate Golden Lord on his turn once I end my turn, send it to the graveyard to activate it. So I could Call by the Grave the Golden Lord and negate its summon or a card sending to the graveyard effect, right? I wanted that to happen. That's the reason why I put Call by the Grave and I bounce the opponent's Golden Lord over any other card on the field. We end our turn, activate Pranks, recycle 3. I do not kill the Conquistador on the field, because at the end of his turn, he could have had the activation set down another card on the field, which I do not want to deal with. So, opponent's draw phase, they draw a card. He is going to activate Golden Lord instantly. He does not even think about, like, maybe this card set on the field might be a Call by the Grave. He just activates Golden Lord again. Brain dead player activates, targets the face down set on the field over the token or anything else more important on the field. I just flip over the card he targeted, which is Called by the Grave, target the Eldlich in the graveyard, we banish it, and that is it for the Eldlich coming onto the field. Can't do that anymore. Then my opponent will just set down a card and pass his turn. I'm okay with that. Now, the card he set down turned out to be an Elixir. So on my draw phase, he instantly activates it. Obviously, we use Ash Blossom to negate the Golden Lord from coming on the field. Because, as I'm seeing right now, I know for a fact I have lethal this turn. My opponent is down to 1k life points. I have lethal. So, we go into main phase 1. I activate the Draco back, bounce the rivalry. He activates Summon Limit, which we already know he is going to activate. We don't care about that. Draco back, bounce the rivalry. That means I could normal out my Prankets card. I don't even have to go into my combo. The Summon Limit prevents my combo from coming on the field anyways. We don't care about it. We just put the token face-up attack. Token kills off the Conquistador, and then the Roxy's whacks him in the face for 1.5k. And my opponent did not have any other activation, and it just kills him. That's it for today's game, guys. If you do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank and video uploads, and if you guys are interested in the live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBDuel signing off for today. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!